You're watching New to the Street on the road. Today we're in Lake Forest, California, learning about XFIT brands. Dave Vautrin is CEO of XFIT, and now it's time to talk turf. Dave has brought out a very special guest to discuss the science of artificial turf. And with that, here's Dave and the guest. Dave, thanks for having us here in your facility. This is fantastic. We have a Major League Baseball player. Why don't you explain the story of who this person is and why he's here with us?
Thanks, Ken. Well, Jeff's been a long-term friend of mine. We've got to know each other many years ago, actually through our children, and we really enjoyed our friendship over the years. Jeff's been a great resource for me. Historically, I've not been a Major League Baseball fan. I enjoy the sport and I love it. And when I got to meet Jeff, I was pretty fascinated with his career and his journey.
I appreciate you saying that because you really weren't a fan, to be honest. You knew it was a sport, but what I liked is that we've developed a relationship just as being friends through family and stuff like that. And it just turns out that some of what I've done adapts to what he's doing right now.
We're going to get to what you've done in a second because there's a lot. There's a statue, there's a bronze statue of this man in Chicago, and we're going to find out why shortly. But how do you not like baseball?
Oh, I love baseball, and let the record reflect, I did hit a home run once.
Attaboy. I knew you were going to get that in there.
So you hit a home run once, and then you have a lifelong friendship with Jeff, and Jeff is here because we're going to talk about turf. Now, XFIT Brands recently acquired EnviroTurf.
EnviroTurf, that's right.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, and for all the baseball fans out there, I do love baseball, but I'm more of an impact sports guy. I played rugby in college, and obviously you'll learn a little bit about our fitness company today, and especially the sports services, which is our newest acquisition.
Why did you guys buy EnviroTurf?
You know, we thought EnviroTurf was a really neat company. It's based in the Southeast. They have a dominant position in the Southeast. They've done over 100 fields. We're in the fitness business, so we do indoor and outdoor facilities, and often we'll sell mats, we'll sell sports surfaces, we'll sell turf, and so it was very synergistic on many levels.
Jeff, as a professional athlete who played on both regular grass and artificial turf, what are the physical advantages of turf versus grass for the athlete and the professional athlete and then the amateur athlete?
Yeah, well, I was fortunate enough, I guess, to play on turf for a couple teams. Montreal Expos were an all-turf team, and then I played for the Tampa Bay Rays that were also an all-turf team. But I had actually played long enough to see the evolution of turf, and Montreal was terrible, took a beating, but I've seen the transition into this next turf, kind of EnviroTurf that they're working with the longer threads, which creates less impact. And what we want in baseball and business and sport, anything we want is consistency. And what I've seen and what I've heard about turf is the consistency throughout. You're gonna get the same bounces, you're gonna get the same reaction when you run on it. So that's what guys are looking for, that consistency and hop and ability to play on it.
When I played high school ball, we had some artificial turf in certain areas where the weather was not conducive for natural grass. And when I played, if you went down the wrong way, it hurt.
It does. No, the turf I played on in Montreal is similar to the floor we're standing on right now, which is straight concrete. Oh. So if you took it, like you said, get bad hops, trip, fall, get hit, you're going down, you're going to wear it a little bit. But what this turf has done in elongating that grass-like feel more or less, it does create a lot more cushion on the joints and also the impact of falling on it too.
And the drainage is also something else when it rains, right, Dave? Yep. The drain, explain how that happens.
Yeah, there's many advantages beyond now it's more comfortable as many products evolve, but in fact the drainage is enormous. There's really no rainouts. You just basically it rains and you're back playing again. It's much safer because the surface is flat, so you avoid all the divots and the holes in the grass. So, and it applies more than just baseball. Although Jeff's world is baseball, yep. We've done many SEC football fields, and so it applies to football. It applies to soccer. I have a vision that we're going to hopefully get our hands on the first artificial grass golf course.
So let's talk about the chemical composition of this. What makes the chemical composition of this EnviroTurf so special? And we have an example of it here. Yep. It looks like licorice, but it's not. What we're looking at here is...
and it's actually less about chemical. It's actually more about being more natural. I mean, that's the essence of this. And so the big difference on the EnviroTurf here are the fibers here. So where you would see in a normal traditional fiber would be a single fiber. What we've got here is we've got the monofilaments as well as the fibrillated tapes here. You take a piece of our grass, you can actually pull it apart.
Okay.
and you can see the actual webbing on it. So less chemical. The rubber is really just for to soften and to provide some additional cushioning.
So you said when you played for the Montreal Expos, oh my God, Floyd, who was that? Floyd Yeomans was a pitcher there, but that was, this was after.
Yeah, well, and the Expos don't even exist anymore.
No,
so
they don't
that's
exist.
the hardest part, is telling my kids and other people that I played for a team that no longer exists. So that gives you an idea how long I've been around and how long turf has been around and how it's evolved.
When you traveled around the country, you played in every single big league stadium. What had the best function for running and playing in terms of natural grass, and what was the best artificial turf, and subsequently, where was the worst place? You said Montreal was the worst place?
Montreal was by far the worst. I mean, these turfs that he has out here right now have 100 times more cushion and much better impact. They literally in Montreal had no rubber mat underneath. They laid it over the concrete, rolled it up. It was stitched, literally you could see seams stitched together by hand. So it was torn apart. But if you remember those cookie cutter stadiums in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, some of those ballparks that were the multi-purpose stadiums that had that one set of AstroTurf, it was still pretty firm and it wasn't easy to play on. But I haven't played on a turf field yet that I have enjoyed playing on. But Dodger Stadium, I'm a local kid, grew up going to Dodger Stadium, but they had
Chavez Ravine.
Chavez Ravine, but what Dave was talking about, a lot of these older fields, even the turf ones, had crowns. So you're kind of running on this crown of a field, and what these systems do now is they allow you to flatten the field because they drain so well.
How many different artificial turf companies are there, and is EnviroTurf going to be the biggest because now they're part of XFIT Brands?
There are quite a few out there. I think there's about 6 leading brands out there. One of the biggest attractions for us for the EnviroTurf acquisition was not only are they a leader in their space on the Southeast, but it's such a natural fit with XFIT Brands because we essentially do a lot of fitness equipment. So during our due diligence phase, and I was touring around visiting various universities, prep schools, etc., I would get to meet the athletic directors in each one of these locations. And they all have fitness equipment, they all have medicine balls, they all have jump ropes and everything else that we sell. So we think there is a natural fit for our company and EnviroTurf. And we think EnviroTurf will excel because of our relevance to all these universities.
The revenue model for this is fantastic. Like, what does it cost to build a 100-yard field?
So a typical football field will be about $600,000. And so it's a big purchase. And so we also have programs where we help the football fields actually raise money with national sponsors that'll get printed right into the turf. So it's a significant investment, and that's why the important part is that with XFIT Brands, we can go in there, we can start the relationships early on. We can sell them the fitness accessories, the fitness rigs. We can capture the turf business, the turf servicing business, and we can continue to sell them soft goods and just be the university's best partner on that.
Thanks for showing us here, the acquisition of EnviroTurf by XFIT Brands. And if people want to learn more, it's XFIT Brands.
XFITBrands.com. Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Jeff.
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you, and good luck, Dave.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Up next, I told you it was worth waiting for as we move from the turf to the showroom. Anna Berry joins me as we test out some of XFIT Brands' latest products. Stick around. You're watching New to the Street on the road from Lake Forest, California, and XFIT Brands. We're back after this.
Thanks, Ken. I'm Anna Berry. You're watching New to the Street on the road, and I'm speaking with Frank Miller and Dave Votrin, the VP of Operations and CEO of XFIT Brands. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so what is this? This is the Glide Box. This is awesome. Tell me about it.
This is a dynamic bag system that takes it away from what you have with your standard stationary rack where the bag just sits there and you hit it. And this creates a three-dimensional environment to where you're working with striking distance, footwork, and a lot of things you're really not going to see with a static bag.
Right, so show me an example of how we can use this, and I'm already wrapped and ready to go.
Well, go ahead and punch it.
Okay, so I've done Krav Maga before, but I'm not a boxer, but
Well, so you see
there
now
we go. So it moves with you.
This is going to move in 3 different directions and swing, so you're going to have to move at some point because it's
Okay.
going to get away from you.
Wow.
So there you go.
Okay. So it's kind of like someone's playing with me.
Exactly. This is a real substitute for an
Woo!
opponent. where, you know, in a static bag, it's just going to stand there. No one's going to stand there and just let you hit and kick them.
Right.
This is something that's going to move, make you follow it. It's going to come back at you, make you move out of the way, and create different angles and distances where you're going to have to strike.
Well, this is a great technology. Tell me about this acquisition and,
Sure.
and its future.
We just recently acquired the patent. Really fascinated with it. It's a user-powered training system. So essentially, unlike a stationary bag, which we are fond of and we sell lots of them,
Right.
as you mentioned, you go after the bag and it will come right back at you. And there's so many different ways and approaches that you can take on the bag. You can change the bags from, this is a teardrop bag, we can do a heavy bag, we can do an uppercut bag. There's a whole variety of bags.
So Frank, tell me how this technology is so much more interactive and challenging in gyms, but also in boxing facilities. And I think we're going to bring on Kelvin, one of your top trainers here, to show us a little bit of that in person. Come on out, Kelvin. Sure.
So what you're going to see when he hits it, like I said, is there's a range of dynamics, there's motion, there's all kinds of things going on that you're not going to get with your static bag. And a static bag, I don't want to denigrate that at all. It has immense practical applications in terms of how to do all the things he's doing, but it's not going to move like this.
This is moving with you.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Gosh.
A trained fighter is going to benefit immensely from something like this because, I mean, the main thing you'll see with him is he keeps moving.
Right.
It's the activity. It's creating this whole range of motion in an area that you're not going to get with one of these guys over here. So
Tell me about the bag itself.
this is a teardrop bag, and this is specifically designed for different punches. You know, your standard 4-foot boxing bag or your 6-foot Muay Thai bag is going to have a flat surface. If you notice the contours on this, it's going to allow him to not only throw rib shots like that, but nice hooks, overhand rights, and you know, basically it gives you a little bit better surface for different punches.
And there's some resistance too. I mean, this is a heavy bag, but it's like nice and easy. It glides perfectly.
Hence the glide box, right? So yeah, what you're looking at is our tension cables are going to provide just that. So when it's moving one place or another, it's going to tug it. So every time you hit it, you're going to get a different resistance, different motion.
Well, Dave, talk to me a little bit about where you see this in gyms, boxing facilities, pretty much everywhere.
It was initially launched in just regular impact sports or boxing gyms, and we see this expanding. In fact, we're working on something right now with Marriott Club Sport, where we'll roll this out into one of their locations next. I think it has a club store type of potential. We can take it to club, we can take it to big box sporting goods. I love this system. I mean, it's a user-powered system, and he's working different angles right now. You can see him working on his footwork as well.
Yeah.
And this is non-stop. So instead of him needing a partner right now, he can just go at this for hours.
So what else you're going to get from this is, well, it's good for trained fighters. The cardio aspect of this is off the hook.
Yeah, I mean,
compared to a bag, you sit there and you hit, you're just standing there, you're doing a little motion. This, you're going to have to run with
Right.
it.
Thank you, Frank, and thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
I'm Anna Berry. Don't go away because we are coming right back. Thanks for watching New to the Street on the Road.
Welcome back. You're watching New to the Street on the Road. I'm Ken Efseroff, and today we are visiting XFIT Brands in Lake Forest, California, going through their huge facility, talking to their CEO and other executives in the company, discussing all their fantastic products. And right now, guys, we are going to check out one of the premier products, and that's the K2. So I want to learn all about this apparatus,
Great.
including the cost, everybody that uses it, the clients. So we're going to take a walk over the top and check it out. Let's go.
Great.
Oh, check out these kettlebells. This is my third rep. And so it starts off here, and people can literally run up and down. And you have dummies where people can carry stuff, and that's what this is all about.
Absolutely. Actually, what the members do is they'll either bear crawl, so with their hands and feet up and down. They'll
Okay.
carry a dummy across there, which we sell under the Throwdown brand.
Right.
And then you've got some really light kettlebells in your hand. We ship this product throughout the world, and often it is used as an outdoor apparatus. So that's an indoor-outdoor step.
And some of the clients that have used this product include
UFC Gym, Crunch Fitness, 24-Hour Fitness, World Gym, smaller operations like playgrounds and various EOS. So it ranges from the big major health club suppliers to all the smaller ones as well.
And this one happens to be one of the larger K2s. It's 35.5-foot wingspan.
35.5-foot wingspan, and it is its wingspan. It is not the large. Essentially, it started off as a UTC at the bottom, which is the Ultimate Training Center. It has 14 stations on it.
Let's talk about some of these stations that we have
Sure.
here. So over here, this is really ingenious design because this is shelving that is made for these products.
Well, ultimately, we do business with all of the top health club operators in the world, every one of them. And essentially, they're always looking for a place to store their accessories and keep their facilities neat and organized. So in this particular setup today, we've got the slam balls here. It'll also accommodate the resistance bands. It'll accommodate jump ropes. It has various accessories on there. We've got an accessory here for the battle rope.
Okay.
One for the dip bar right here. A step up over here, cantilever system for bags, or you can actually do suspension training off of it.
Now, if somebody wants to purchase this product, it doesn't come with all these add-ons. These are other things that you can...
Depending on the operation, they can customize it. They can add various accessories. They essentially can change the color. I mean, we produce this in silver, in blue, in red, in black, and we also galvanize it.
And something else for the logo as part of XFIT Brands, over here I noticed it says Throwdown.
Yep.
That's brilliant to put that inside so people are constantly being reminded of the product.
Right. This is one of our premier products at Throwdown. I mean, I think you'll continue to learn a little bit more about us with some of our latest acquisitions. Everything we do is I think, somewhat unique, and we want to make sure that everyone knows that this is particularly a Throwdown product. So you can see even up top here, we've got our logo etched and engraved into the metal.
So what we'd like to do, like you were saying, is in addition to this being here, this is a structural piece, as is that, but no reason to not put some branding on it. It's the same thing with our storage here. This is actually structural for the tower itself, but why not make a little hole so we can store our slam balls? Nice.
I'm done. I'm retiring now. Wait, but you can adjust this up to any
Absolutely.
height. And this over here, this reminds me of rock climbing back on the East Coast. This is also an add-on which people you guys make these as well?
Oh yeah, those are ours. The molds are ours, and they come on every unit. This is just part of the structure itself.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so what's really neat about the K2, you see you got your jump up here, you've got your dip bar system here, you've got your rock climbing grips here. They're all interchangeable, and they work throughout our entire portfolio of products, including the XTC, the CTC, et cetera. So it's really interchangeable, so for many customers, they feel as if they get a custom unit.
You're watching New to the Street on the Road. We're in Lake Forest, California, visiting XFIT Brands. We'll check out more of their fantastic products right after this. Welcome back. You're watching New to the Street on the Road. I'm Ken Efseroff, and today we are on the road in Lake Forest, California at XFIT Brands, and it's the moment you've all been waiting for. We are in the Octagon, one of the premier products that XFIT Brands makes for consumers and everybody else who wants this type of product and other experiential products. And we are here with the CEO, Dave Vautrin, Anna Barry, and Frank. We're going to do a demo right now, but first I want to know the Octagon. Most people only see it when you're watching MMA on television, but we are actually in one right now. You guys make it. How did this come to fruition?
Sure. Actually, Throwdown was founded on the Octagon. It was essentially it was our first piece of fitness equipment ever made. The Octagon has evolved quite a bit over the years, and today where we're standing in here in our XFIT showroom is a 30-foot regulation size Octagon. So this is in fact what you would see on TV. So there's various sizes. This is the size that most athletes train in from a timing standpoint and when competing. So 30-foot Octagon. We've also got a 24-foot Octagon and a 20-foot Octagon. So we've got a range of Octagons.
And tell us about the materials and why this Octagon is different from others out there.
This is pretty much the best cage on the market. What you've got under here is foam, non-skid vinyl. This is the same material that we're going to use on our floor. what really sets us apart in this regard is this is a non-skid vinyl. It's the same thing that you'll see on those inflatables that kids have at their party where they climb up the stairs and then they slide down. The idea was, how come these kids aren't slipping on this even though it's wet, and then when you're watching events on TV you see them slipping all the time. So what I did is a little bit of research and figured out the same material, and that's what we ended up putting on here.
Okay.
Dave, who are the customers for the Octagon and devices similar to this?
Yeah, the customers for the Octagon could be a range of customers from a special event in promoting a, say, UFC fighter or any sort of mixed martial arts. Could be a customer. We've made many Octagons for the UFC gym. They've got corporate locations and franchise locations. We've done them, like as I mentioned, for events, and it really depends on their needs. We've shipped these all around the world, and they come in various sizes. There's a 30-foot we're in here now, or a 24-foot and 20-foot.
Frank, explain to me the concept and the psychology of what Dave said before about a caged environment. Because with the MMA and everything, it's taken off. People want to see people in cages. It was in wrestling before that, not mentioning any leagues, but there's something going on there.
I'm not exactly sure what the psychology is behind that, because you can see the same event in a ring like you would see in wrestling, or even in Asia, in a lot of places they still do MMA matches in rings. But the idea of being in a cage, that facilitates something, I think, primal in people's brains where, oh, they're in a cage. I mean, like you said, you see those in wrestling matches, and it's really not that different, except that idea of being enclosed and being enclosed with somebody that's trying to hurt you. That definitely conjures up some primal images, I think, in a subconscious mind.
Well, let's also talk about some of your products here. You've got these great bags, and how your products are different than a lot of the ones on the market. You say they're the best. Tell me why.
One of the problems with traditional tie pads is that you're lined up in a really unergonomic position. So you're grabbing this thing and your hands are back. You remember what I was telling you earlier, you have to keep your wrist straight when you're punching. Not only does that align everything here, it sends a message to your brain, you're about to use this. So when you're like this, you're not getting the same signal. Not only that, it's exposing the nerves here. If you see older trainers, they can't hold pads anymore. They've been taking so many blows to the soft tissue, they end up getting tendonitis, they end up getting a lot of rotator cuff issues, and they end up getting nerve damage. And it's just something that you can't do anymore. How do we make a better ergonomic function for these? And that's what we have here.
Well, let's see some of these products in action.
Good. Keep going.
Come on.
You want to give some resistance when they punch. There you go. Slap.
All right, Ted, so this is the pod. Tell me, what does this mean for your company? Why do you guys have this here?
Well, I mean, really what it comes down to is the pod sets a tone for the company, right? We want everybody to know that the management here is fiscally responsible. We want that same tone to carry out throughout the company. So this pod is used for people when they come in town. Obviously, this office has a full kitchen, it has a full gym, and it has a full restroom. So when we have, any of our sales reps or anybody, including the director of the board or anyone that comes in town, we want to take and set that example, and that's where we'll sleep for the night.
Well, I think we lost our host Ken. I don't know where he might be,
Yeah.
unless he's taking a little nap. How is it, Ken?
Can't sleep anywhere around here. This is awful. I'm staying in a hotel. Hey, how you doing? I'm staying in a hotel. That was fantastic.
Is it comfy?
It's really comfortable. Welcome back. You're watching New to the Street on the Road. I'm Ken Epsteroff, and today we are from Lake Forest, California, at the offices and factory of XFIT Brands. I'm with Anna Berry and Dave Vautrin. He is the CEO of XFIT Brands. And right now, Dave, what are we standing under right here in this beautiful California sunshine?
This is the MFC, the Mobile Fitness Center.
And what happens here?
Oh, well, this is it's a simple inflatable structure. It gets blown up, and it can hold holds up to 10 100-pound bags. And it's really for outdoor events, grand openings, boot camps. So it can be used for many different reasons, but it's essentially taking your indoor training and moving outside.
Yeah, besides just the bags, what other products do we have? We got some
We got the
belts,
resistance
some
bands,
resistant
right?
bands.
We got battle ropes can be hooked on there. Essentially anything. We've got all these D-rings throughout the structure. So anything that you would hook onto a normal apparatus or one of Throwdown's XFIT pieces of equipment, you can hook onto this structure here.
And who are the clients for this product?
You know, it's a lot of the big health club chains that are looking for some sort of structure, some sort of environment for whether it's a boot camp or it's a grand opening. Sometimes they'll put their new membership desk in here, and they'll put a treadmill in here and a bag in here, and essentially they'll do their new membership drive right here in this structure.
And how easy is the setup and the breakdown?
It's super easy. It's generally takes two people. You blow it up, and it's like a Zodiac boat. Essentially, you blow it up. It's not a bounce house. You blow it up, you lock it off, and then it's fully loaded.
Thanks for showing us everything here at XFIT Brands, Dave. We really appreciate it. If you want to learn more about XFIT Brands, you can visit xfitbrands.com or newtothestreet.com. And if you want your company featured in a half-hour special on New to the Street, visit newtothestreet.com, click on the Get Me on TV icon, fill out the information, and one of our representatives will then contact you. That's it for this edition of New to the Street. On the road, I'm Ken Epsaroff.
And I'm Anna Berry. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time. Bye.